Here I am with Bob Casey, who is the curator of transportation at the Henry Ford Museum and also a judge here at the show. And I wanted you to start off by telling me about this beautiful vehicle here.
This is one of the most important race cars in the history of American auto racing. It's the 1965 Indianapolis 500 winner. It's the first Indianapolis 500 winner to have the engine mounted behind the driver. That configuration remained to this day. It really revolutionized championship racing, as they call it, open wheel racing in the United States. It has independent suspension. It's got a 4-cam Ford engine that was built especially for Indianapolis, driven by Jimmy Clark. It was built in England by Lotus, so it was an Anglo-American partnership, English chassis, American engine.
Right.
Jimmy Clark was the driver. The pit crew they brought from NASCAR, it was the Wood brothers. So it was this sort of wonderful collaboration from all over the place, and they absolutely dominated the 500 in 1965.
Oh, it's a beautiful car, and I did want to talk to you a little bit about you being a judge here at this show, because judging is something that's often done in events, but this one's probably a little different. This one's pretty serious.
They use what they call here French rules.
Okay.
And it goes back to the very beginning of a concours d'elegance, which was really looking at design and elegance and presence of the vehicle. And so some concourses will have point judging, and you're looking and you're making deductions. That's not what is done here. You're really looking at all the vehicles in a class and comparing them to one another,
right.
and choosing vehicles based on elegance, based on style, to some extent on the restoration, but not exclusively. It's much more about the style, the elegance of the vehicle. With race cars, where elegance was not necessarily a consideration when they were designing them.
Right.
The term that they use is presence. 3 of the world's best are right over there.
Oh, wow. So when I say that I'm at probably one of the world's largest events of beautiful cars, I'm not lying.
You are not lying. This is one of the finest concours in the country.
When we come back, we got more amazing cars from Amelia Island. Don't go anywhere. Met so many nice people at the Woodward Dream Cruise. In fact, everybody's so willing to talk to me. And Mark was kind enough to stop, pull off the main road, and let us take a look at his very cool Camaro. And I want you to tell me about it.
It's a 67 RSSS, true RSSS with the original drivetrain in it, a 350 with a 1C 4-speed, 12-bolt rear end.
All right, you can't come to the Motor City without checking out the motor. Mark, tell me about what we're looking at here.
It's original motor. It's got a 350 in it, 295 horsepower. That's what it was rated at. Now it's a little bit more with the headers on there. Had it rebuilt, and pretty well rebuilt to stock. The only thing I put on there that wasn't stock is roller rockers. Other than that, it was pretty well stock. When they first came out, 67 was the first year of the Camaro. When they came out with the SS, the 350 was put in there for the first few months, and then they went up to the 396. So for the first few years, all you could get was the 350. And it came with nice options. You can see it's got power front disc brakes, which was really nice.
And that came stock?
That came stock with the SS, yeah.
That's really cool.
Yeah. Some of the options on the car were a tilt steering wheel, a fold down rear seat, rear window defroster, which was no more than a fan underneath there to blow some air up there.
And would you consider this gold?
It is a gold,
okay.
Yeah.
And what's kind of cool is everything kind of matches. You got your dash, you know, it's gold, so the inside really just kind of pops.
Yeah.
You know, against the black especially. Well, Mark, I got a big favor to ask.
Yeah.
I came a long way to come to the Woodward Dream Cruise, and the Camaro is kind of the quintessential muscle car.
Right.
I'm gonna do something crazy, and I'm gonna say, hey, let's go for a cruise.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna say, can I drive you?
Sure can. Sure can.
I love me some Camaro. Well, I want to talk about this before we go anywhere. First off, let's get the pronunciation correct.
You're in a 1965 Amphicar.
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 Now this is really cool. These move out like this.
Yeah, we had to put new sun visors on here, so we figured we
Oh, so it didn't come stock this way. You got creative.
Well, you never know when the motor's going to quit.
I'm at what's called the Lake Mirror Classic, and I can't envision coming to a place like this and not going out on the lake. Would you hook a brother up?
By golly, I think so, and you won't even get your feet wet.
I was going to ask about this if it leaks at all, so I guess not.
So let's give it a try.
Okay, let's go for it. Woo! Holy crap! No kidding! I didn't think we were going to go in that far. Oh, this is so cool. Oh, man. So give me the history of this vehicle, please.
They were built between 1961 to 1968. There was approximately 3,500 of them built. And we figured there's about 450 of them left. In the water, it'll go 7 miles an hour. On the highway, it goes 70. Therefore, it's a model 770.
Yeah.
It's got a Triumph Herald engine, 4-cylinder, cast iron engine, 43 horsepower.
Hey, you got a car passing us. How could I come to the Lake Mirror Classic and not go out on the lake? I'd like to thank Captain Nile for bringing us out in his Amphicar, everybody that came today, and Fort Haycock for helping putting on this great event. We'll see you next time on Tail Fins and Chrome. Ahoy, mateys.